Hey everyone, happy holidays. Christina Giordano here, the founder of S.O.U.L, your go-to resource for soulful entrepreneurship. And my philosophy is this: people can no longer be sold to, they must be sold to. This is selling with soul. But in order for you to sell with soul, you need to be sold on you first. That's S.O.U.L''D. This is marketing with integrity, where you no longer need to compromise your authenticity, your boundaries, your uniqueness, your wholeness. This is messaging in a way that actually reflects the transformation you provide, because it's your story, your transformation, and nobody can compete with that. This is manifesting in a way that honors your fullness, all of the pieces and parts of you that are meant to be divinely resourced. Join me every Wednesday to learn all of this and more. Let's jump right in. Today's episode is called Your Essence is the Ultimate Soulpreneur Compass. Here are 5 reasons why it always points you in the right direction. Now, as I always say in these episodes, these are just clips, video clips of my kind of summary of the entire episode. You can listen to the full episode on my podcast, again, called S.O.U.L with Christina Giordano, and you can find it on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Now, the reason why I wanted to talk about this today is because there's still a narrative that's being perpetuated in the manifestation matrix. And I'm sure you've heard it all before. And it goes something like this: all you have to do is shift your identity. All you have to do is calm your nervous system. All you have to do is open your receivership capacity. All you have to do is rewire your subconscious. All you have to do is fill in the blank. For a collective that actively calls out spiritual bypassing and toxic positivity, we have totally allowed ourselves to bypass and avoid the one thing that truly matters and that truly changes the game for us. And that is our essence over our ego. Hear me out. If you shift your identity, if you truly pretend to be someone else, and if you force yourself to receive, truly force yourself to receive, you're efforting to receive. And if you happen to calm your nervous system for a moment, or if you trick your subconscious into thinking something, you're still the same version of you, just exerting more effort and expecting different outcomes. True manifestation is effortless. It's effortless because it's entirely based on your frequency. It's essentially rooted in alignment with truth. Whose truth? Your truth. That's why authenticity is so imperative to building a life that actually requires you to do nothing but work with the essence that is you, and therefore receive everything that is fully aligned with that. But here's the thing though, because this is all essentially based on your frequency, which is when you get to the essence that is you, when you shed everything that isn't you, when you release all of the pain, patterns, and programming. And speaking of that, if you're thinking to yourself, well, Christina, how do you release this to begin with? You feel it. That's what it takes to release something. You have to feel it. But it's uncomfortable to feel these things, which is why we bypass. So here's the thing. We've decided that high frequency automatically means that you can only emit positivity in your field at all times. That's actually called BS. And I think everyone who's listening on here knows that. The highest frequency is not love, it's not positivity, it is authenticity. That is the highest frequency. It is truth. And if we're speaking in terms of truth, if the highest frequency is not love, like the way that a lot of people view love, it's actually unconditional love, because what is that rooted in? Truth. It is true love. You being true to yourself. That is the highest frequency. And anything that you're faking, I've said this many times before, you can't fake a frequency. Anything that you're faking is throwing you off. You're actually dimming your light by faking anything. So try not to do that as much as possible. But authentic simply means true. That's it. Are you speaking the truth about your work? Are you expressing yourself in a way that's truthful? Are you moving in a way that's true to you? This is what's linked to positive outcomes, because you're accepting all of reality. When you get to the essence that is you, when you get to your full authentic self, you're emitting, you're broadcasting, and this has been researched, we are always emitting a frequency. You are broadcasting truth. because you've released everything that is untrue. And so when you're broadcasting truth, the version of you who gets to expand, who wants to expand, who longs to expand, gets to meet the universe in that truth as well. And so that's where the universe is able to meet you too. The version of you who stays stuck, hidden, and small was created by you for a reason though. And this is where when I'm speaking about this, I'm not sitting on a high horse. I know what it feels like. I tried to trick the crap out of the universe for years, multiple times, and nothing ever worked because I wasn't being true. I wasn't in my most authentic version to be able to call in what I actually desired. Now I can, and now I know the difference. And it's because I fully owned all of me. I was able to accept all of me, and therefore I'm able to accept everything around me. This is essentially the definition of unconditional love. We think that unconditional love is, again, emitting positivity to everyone and everywhere we go. It's not. It's just accepting people as they are, letting people be who they are, and letting them show up as they are, as they want to, within your field. So, I can't tell you how many times I've had to face the truth for myself in order to get to this place. And I'm talking about looking at your coping mechanisms, looking at the way that your ego tries to protect you, looking at your addictions, your distractions. I am personally, and this is me just like owning it here, I am someone who like loves to just sit down and scroll. It's most likely going to be Instagram. I love to sit down and scroll, and it's because it gives me such an escape from a reality that I used to run from, a dysfunctional reality that I used to run from that was a mirror of my inner world, which was also rooted in, to varying degrees, dysfunction. And so seeing that within yourself, like really owning that distraction, for me, allowed me to say to myself, okay, do I really want to get my energy behind this? Because this is what it's all about. If you put your energy behind everything that truly aligns for you, that is where magic happens. That is where you actually make things happen, because you're moving in coherence. When you're moving in coherence, mind, body, soul, heart, you are moving towards something in a way that is truly unstoppable, that is you lighting the path, blazing the way, and it's truly aligned. So you're moving forward in a way that's aligned, and nothing will stop you, not even yourself. And that's when you start to hold yourself. You're carrying yourself. So today I'm going to call for you to take a step back from the manifestation matrix. And instead of tricking ourselves into faking it to make it, we're gonna reel it to feel it. And we're gonna do that by me showing you 5 reasons as to why your essence will always lead you in the right direction, why your essence is the ultimate soulpreneur compass. Let's get started. Number 1, my essence focuses on the big picture instead of what feels like a big deal. Things are only a big deal if we let it be. Like, that's the truth. If you are letting little things that the world tells you is a big deal, I'll give you a couple examples. So the world tells us that our value comes from what we have, our societal rank, how we look, what our clout looks like, how many followers we have, all the ways that we can be perceived, our social circles, our financial situation. Those are the things that matter to the world, to society, to your family, to whoever. Your essence reminds you that none of this matters. What matters is what you know to be true inside of you. That you are love, that you are loved, and that you are capable for more. That your value can't be quantified. It just can't. Your value is inherent. And when you are putting in the work to not only see yourself and know yourself, but max yourself out, max your energy out to such a degree that you're emitting your highest frequency, the universe gets to respond in kind with experiences that demonstrate high levels of what we want to experience in matter, in form. Number 2, my essence focuses on what's true within me instead of the chaos that's around me. Listen to me when I say this. 2025 was a big year. It was the shedding year. They're calling it, I call it the Great Shed, but I've seen other people call it the year of the Great Shed. If you've had to endure big things in your life, it's because your heart is big enough to hold it. That's the truth about you. That's what you focus on. Because control is an illusion, especially when it comes to controlling anything in our external world. We can't control anything outside of us. The only thing that we can control is what's within. And so, while the world is in chaos around you, while you may still be facing all sorts of challenges and confusion and chaos, go back within. Go back to your inner world where you do have control, because the truth that's there within you, that's the thing that's going to put you in your highest frequency, and it's the thing that's going to keep you in your highest frequency. You want to stay there. That's how you maintain your highest frequency. You let the world be what it is. Let the people in your life be who they are. Let the people, places, things exist around you. All that matters is what's in here at all times. That's how you not disregard chaos, but that's how you dissolve chaos. You just let it be. You accept it. Number 3, my essence focuses on the energy instead of the effort. This goes back to what I was talking about earlier. What are you putting your energy behind? Is it your phone? Is it misaligned people? Is it misaligned places, things, situations? When you put your energy behind what truly matters to you, it won't feel like effort. It will only feel like alignment. And for many of us, sometimes we don't even know what alignment looks and feels like until we experience what it doesn't look and feel like. Like for me, and this is more of a personal story, but when I'm still moving through it to a degree, not so much, but when I was going through my divorce, and I was in the phases of like the whole negotiating process, and anybody who's listening here who's gone through a major breakup or divorce or whatever, you see all of the ways in which the old version of you not only stayed, but tolerated whatever it is that you lived through. And so you get to a point where you can't really blame the person anymore in that situation. And you can't really blame yourself either, because the reason you were there, the reason you were that version of you, was because it was created by you to survive. And that version of them was created by them to survive. So this whole notion of blame also dissolves because there's no reason to. You don't need to blame anybody because you don't need validation for something that you know to be true, your essence. Your essence is something that cannot be taken away from you, and it cannot be validated for you. It's just you. And so when you're focusing on the energy of something, you want to think about, is this energy truly aligned with the version of me that I want to become, the version of me that I believe in, the version of me that's closing the gap between who I am now and who I want to be, the version of me now and my higher self? If I put all of my energy behind that version of me, what will happen in my life? I'm guessing magic. Number 4, my essence focuses on how I'm winning instead of how I'm losing. This kind of goes along the lines of what exactly I just said, which was when you are doing this work, doing the work of returning to your essence, doing the work of self-discovery, you're closing the gap between who you are now and your higher self. That is essentially the journey. That's the journey to who you truly are, your higher self. And you build the winner within by continuing to choose that path. So for me, another personal story is I have been in business since 2013, and my business has evolved tremendously from what it was when I started. When I started, I was offering all of the things. I was working with everyone I could find. And it was so unbelievably out of alignment that I had to drop it all. And it's not like I wanted to, because I was successful. I was able to hold and sustain that life. But it wasn't true to me. It wasn't what I truly wanted to do. It wasn't what I truly wanted to experience. And so by letting that go, I allowed a newer version of me to come through, who had my higher self behind them. And so I was able to navigate that by allowing myself to dissolve everything that wasn't truly aligned for me. And so you have to think about what happens when you keep going. What happens when you decide not to quit? Because even though I've tasted success as an entrepreneur, as an older version of myself, I have yet to experience what I envision as success as this newer version of myself. This newer version who is fully aligned and embodied in this new version of her, who has fully accepted herself and all of her in her wholeness, and has gone to the depths of herself to rediscover herself in order to bring this newer version to life. I haven't tasted that success. And it's been a while. It's been quite of a process. I mean, I started this process, it was like 2020 when I started this process. It was 2020 when I channeled the L.I.F.E method. So it's been 5 years now that I've been in this journey. That's a long time to stay committed to something when it doesn't look like it's going anywhere from the outside. But again, my essence focuses on how I'm winning instead of how I'm losing. So me focusing on all of the ways that I'm winning, even though it's mostly internal for a good chunk of it, when it becomes external, my success is going to be a testament to that process. All right, number 5. My essence focuses on being the illumination of the path instead of looking for the next light post. This really comes down to you being the source. You're the light. You're not waiting for any external thing to happen in order for you to move forward with your dreams, with your vision, with your purpose. Nothing will happen externally until you do. You essentially need to arrive before that new life arrives, before that new reality arrives. And how do you do that? You become success. You become the version of you who, like I said earlier, can hold yourself. When we're taking these leaps of faith, and I've done this so many times, when we're taking these leaps of faith, we're often calling out to the universe, catch me. But the thing is, we can't just say this to the universe. We have to say it to ourselves too. You have to say it to you. Catch me. Carry me through this. And when you can truly hold yourself through the process, stick with it, be consistent with it, and keep at it, keep going, keep getting back up again, not stopping, not quitting, not giving up, not giving in. When you can do that, that's where the universe meets you. It meets you at the level that you have allowed yourself to get to in order to be successful. You're the bridge. You're the bridge between success and failure. You're the bridge between heaven and earth. Keep going. Now, I want to bring us back to something that I spoke about at the beginning, and that's if you had to endure big things this year, it's because your heart is big enough to hold it. That's how much power that is within you. That's how much power is in there. Could you imagine making your essence the foundation of your life, knowing that there's that much power behind it? That's the choice we're making right now. That's the choice many people are making as we're going from 2025 into 2026, into 2027, when the new paradigm is fully here. Again, if you want to catch this full episode where I dive a little deeper, you can head to the link that I've provided here in this video. Also, I have a new free recording of a live talk that I did about the new human and how the souled approach helps you navigate that and actually get there. So that's available also on my website in the Get Guidance page. You can check it out there for, again, a free download. And until next time, be well and take care.